Hey, what up YouTube? It's Mr. Noah14, and today I want to talk about the Samsung VR 2016 model VR headset. Now, as you can see, that's it right here to the left here. And to the right, I have a pair of really cheap version VR goggles that I purchased a while back just to see how VR was. And let me tell you, do not waste your money on these $25 VR headsets because one, they do not give you the total experience you should get. Okay, two, it's just a waste of money because there's not really any content out there for these cheap version goggles for you to really get a feel of how VR really works. Okay, so again, I purchased this. It was about $25. It came with a remote. The remote didn't even work with it or with my phone. And these are headsets, I should say, that work with a phone. So basically, you put your phone inside, close it up, and you go on YouTube or something to find some YouTube videos and experience what they call VR for these headsets. Again, do not waste your money on these cheap $25 headsets. Now, this over here is the Samsung VR. It doesn't come with a remote because it's the 2016 model. You have to purchase the 2017 model, which is about $99 on Amazon.com, and that comes with a remote. But right now, this is the 2016 model. It doesn't come with a remote. Remote costs about another $31. I purchased this unit here, this Samsung VR, for about $31. So right now, you can get a 2016 for about $31. It's really cheap. It works with the Galaxy S6 and Galaxy S7. It does not work with the Galaxy S8. I've heard there are ways to do it, but since I have a Galaxy S6, I really haven't researched how to work the S8 with the 2016 model. Okay, again, this cost me $31. It's really cheap now. I suggest for you people who have the older phones, the S6 or the S7, to go out and get this because this is how you should experience VR on a budget. You don't have to go out and buy a $1,000 rig or $399 Oculus Rift or $599 HTC Vive to get the experience. The reason why these Samsung VRs are selling so many units because the 2017 model costs $99. Again, this costs $31, and you have the use of the Oculus Rift store. And plus, you have special content made for these units. That's what makes the experience of VR so special with the Samsung VR. Why? Because you actually get the experience of the Oculus Rift store and programs and games and movies that were meant to be viewed through this device. And it has apps that were meant to be used with this device. Case in point, I'm using the internet browser for this Samsung VR and I'm watching YouTube videos. It gave a whole different feeling to YouTube videos, just watching an ordinary YouTube video. And I'm going to tell you why. Usually when you're watching a YouTube video, you're watching it on your phone or you're watching it on your TV, you're casting it or something like that, or you have a smart TV, you have other distractions. You could be on your phone or you could be talking to a friend or something like that. But with this experience, when you're watching a video, it's personal. It's just you in that video and how you're seeing it. And then you see things for the first time when you're just paying attention to what's being said. You're looking at the picture fully and you see this big 50-inch screen sitting in front of you and no distractions. It's just you in this video. It's just a personal experience that I cannot describe. You have to experience. And I'm doing the roller coaster thing. I did it on this $25 cheap headset here. And it was just so underwhelming. But with the Samsung VR, it was more of an experience. I felt a little more like I was on a roller coaster, experiencing the ups and downs, the speeds, the loops, and things like that. But I wasn't experiencing that with the YouTube videos I was seeing with this. But with the personal content that was made for this, I'm like, man, this is awesome. So they had a demo for the Samsung VR, and it was a dinosaur. And the dinosaur came up to me and started breathing, sniffing, and smelling me. It was just so unreal to see a dinosaur head come right up and into your face. And then the dinosaur stood up on his hind legs. And I just looked up like it was a building, like it was a skyscraper in Chicago. And I'm just looking up. And then it dropped back down on all fours. And you just saw the jelly and fat of this big dinosaur just shake and jiggle right in front of your eyes. I mean, it was just an experience that I could not describe, that I did not get from these cheap $25 headsets here that I got with the Samsung VR. Now, I'm not saying it's all hugs and kisses, the Samsung VR. The 2016 model, you really need the remote to enjoy the experience. But the good thing about the Samsung VR is that they give you a way to enjoy it. So let's pop this open. This is just the protector. Now you're going to get an adapter here. Now this is for a regular USB, and you're going to get an adapter for a Type-C USB device. So you just hook your phone up right here to this, and this allows you to use the controls that are on the side here. This is back, this is home, and this is your cursor, and you use this and you tap on this right here to make your phone do certain things instead of you having to take the phone out and everything. Like, for instance, with this model here, you literally, every time you see a YouTube video, if you don't get a good quality remote, you have to take it out of here, go to your next video, then open it, put your phone back in, close it back up, open it, close it back in, and do that, okay? Because these are not for the experience of VR, okay? So again, do not go out and buy these cheap VR goggles. They do not give you the experience of the Oculus Rift store. Okay, so I'm putting that to the side here again. So here we go. Like I said, this is how it looks. You put your phone in here. You use this adapter. Smack that right there. And then you control it if you do not have the remote here. Okay, it's a very easy experience to control. Everything worked well. The issue that I had is that with my Galaxy S6, when I first got it, it ran really hot to the touch. But it didn't bother me that much because I thought, well, maybe it's how they making it. That was the first time they used Gorilla Glass all the way around the phone, from front and back, and that didn't allow you to take the battery out. So I put it that, okay, maybe that's the problem why the phone is running so hot to the touch. And then I bought a cover for it, so I really couldn't feel the heat in my hand like I did before. It wasn't until I hooked my Galaxy S6 up to my Samsung VR that I found out how hot my phone was actually running. Because when I put it in here, I could not experience the full experience of watching a video, because like every 5 minutes it would shut down and say phone overheating, it needs to rest. It'll start up again after, and I'm sitting here and you can bypass it. So I bypassed it and I'm watching the stuff and I'm experiencing the videos. And I'm like, wow. Then 5 to 10 seconds later, it's saying the same thing, that it's overheating. So basically the phone, in order to protect itself after some time of using VR, it shut down. The S6 totally shut down, and then it went to a black screen. It wouldn't even allow me to see the display. So first it overheated, then it shut down, and then it produced a black screen so I could never use my phone again. Now I went online, I went to the updates to see how to get rid of the black screen, and nothing worked. So basically, then I had to call Samsung because I had just bought this phone in July. And I'm telling the guy, I'm like, man, this phone is overheating and everything. This is before the black screen came. So I called them, contacted them twice before, because the Samsung VR was telling me that it was overheating. And he was like, turn this off, turn that off, turn this off. So basically, I got a phone that I really can't use at all because I pretty much shut everything down in order to use the Samsung VR. And it still overheated, it still shut down, and then so that it wouldn't work anymore, it just gave me this black screen. And I'm sitting here and I'm telling these people it's running hot. I have friends who have this. This is why I bought it. They don't have to shut down every system in their phone to use the Samsung VR. So, when they gave me all this stuff to do, and so I did what they said, and then that's when the black screen happened. Because it basically said, I'm protecting myself so that I don't blow up in your face. I'm going to shut down. That's not comforting, because after the Note debacle with Samsung, and to know that my phone was running hot, I really lost faith and trust in Samsung, because my phone, I'm just thinking, what if it didn't shut down? And by the grace of God, I don't know why it did it. Maybe it's a protection measure on the phone, but I don't know. That's the point. Maybe it's my guardian angel. Somebody said, hey, but that phone could have literally blew up in my face. And so, like I said, I love the Samsung VR. I love what it can do. But the problem is that with all this great tech, was the phone ever capable of running this VR? But like I said, the phone always overheated, but I didn't know how bad it was until I actually used the Samsung VR. So luckily, I just bought it in July. They honored my warranty, which they had to do because I bought it brand new from a vendor. But, they act like they did me a favor. I just purchased this. I have your warranty, but not going to deal with that. They were the people I spoke with were very kind. They took care of the situation. Now my phone is off for repairs. Okay, so when I get it back, I'm going to do an updated review. If I still get the overheating message with the phone, I'm basically going to call them and say, hey, you have to do something about this, because I am not going to wait for this phone to blow up in my face and literally make me blind before, because I'm using Samsung VR, But like I said, this is a review on Samsung VR. This is a great device when you have the appropriate things working correctly, like your phone, because it basically really depends on the quality of your phone. If your phone is not overheating, then you're going to get a great experience. But like I said, not only did the Samsung VR cause my phone to overheat, not only did it cause it to overheat, but it caused it to do a black screen that I could not get the device from. Now, you're supposed to be able to push power, do this, and reset this, and I did everything they told me to do, and this phone was locked. It was locked. It was not going to come back. So, again, the Samsung VR, out of a 5, I'm going to give it a 4. The only reason I won't give it a 4.5 is because my phone overheated, and since the phone is part of the Samsung VR experience, I have to take that into account. So again, the experience on the Samsung VR is amazing. It's amazing if you're allowed to enjoy it, and if your Samsung phone doesn't overheat and try to basically blow your eyelids off. Okay, so like I said, I am really disappointed in Samsung. Really disappointed in Samsung because I don't know if I can depend or trust any product they bring out. So when I get my phone back, it's really going to be the deciding measure if I ever purchase another Samsung product again. Like I said, I like the way Samsung's work. I like it the way it integrates with its products. I like the way it makes, easy to use to streamcast things to your TV. I love the fact that I can use it with the Samsung VR. But like I said, safety-wise, this Samsung scares me. I think they're rushing things out to market to beat Apple and not really doing any quality checks. So like I said, the Samsung VR is awesome if you have a phone that will not overheat when using it. Like I said, I had friends, theirs didn't overheat, so I'm going to cut it down to my phone. But again, I'm not going to trust Samsung. I'm just going to wait till I get it back. And if I get back the same phone and it has overheating issues, then I'm just going to be done with Samsung altogether. Okay, like I said, I hope you love my review on the Samsung VR. This is Mr. North 14. I'm out. Peace.